Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Shaq had weird reason for why Jimmy Butler Warriors got blown out by Heat. Jimmy Butler made his return to Miami on Tuesday night as he and the Golden State Warriors got blown out by the Heat 112-86. The 35-year-old guard spent 6.5 seasons with the Heat before being traded to the Warriors last month after a very contentious final few months with the team that included Butler being suspended. Butler had a rough game against his former squad, scoring just 11 points on 5 of 12 shooting. Shaquille O'Neal weighed in on the bad night for Butler and the Warriors, saying on TNT that the team spent too much time in Miami before the game to be ready to play at a high level. It's hard to hold a grudge for 5 days in a place like Miami. Shaq said, "If I arrive on a Monday and we play on Tuesday, I'm still upset, but you arrive, you chilling, you go to your house, you got prime 112 you in the boat." Steve Kerr is a players coach. He's going to give you 2 days off. Jimmy wanted to play great, but obviously they were flat and they had too much fun in Miami. 5 days in Miami, concentration is at 0 period for any team. The Warriors played the Hawks in Atlanta on Saturday, so they were likely only in Miami for 3 days. That still might have led to their struggles, but Candace Parker made a better point about why their Warriors, who were without a banged up Stephen Curry, played so poorly. They have the worst offensive efficiency in the league without Steph Curry on the floor. Parker said on TNT, "So I think Steph not playing impacts at all. They need him to get right and get healthy." Their Warriors are now 41-31 and are in the 6th spot in the Western Conference, absolutely cooked without Steph. Warriors fans react to Steph Curry's absence in blowout loss to Heat. The Golden State Warriors lost again on Tuesday, getting blown out by the Miami Heat in Jimmy Butler III's return to South Beach and Andrew Wiggins' first game against his old team. It was an ugly loss, but not a particularly surprising one after Steph Curry had to miss another game due to a pelvic contusion. Want to relive the misery? We've got you covered. Here's a live look at how Warriors fans reacted to the game as seen through comments from the Golden State of Mind game thread. The Dubs missing Curry opted for a small ball lineup: Brandon Podzi, Gary Payton, 2 Moses Moody, Butler and Draymond Green. They were hoping to capitalize on a good Monday which featured many teams in the Western Conference playoff picture. Losing first quarter ugly start. Things did not begin well. The Warriors fell behind 7-0 and couldn't make any baskets. Their offense was atrocious until the second unit came in and they trailed 28-22 at the end of the second quarter. This aimed at those struggles continued into the second quarter. Again, the starters couldn't score at all, though the bench provided a little bit of life, but a brutal end to the quarter left the Dubs trailing 57-40 at the half. Third quarter, stopping shooting threes. The third quarter didn't help things at all. It was more of the same, with the team hoisting clank 3 after clank 3 while Miami seemingly made everything. The Dubs finally made a run late, but the Heat countered and led by 13 points as we went to the fourth quarter. Not a good shooting team without Steph. The fourth quarter was devoid of drama. The Dubs simply got their butts kicked when the buzzer rang. They had shot just 23.7% from distance while the Heat had shot 68%. Steph Curry is back with their Golden State Warriors with he's able to play Tuesday against the Miami Heat is still up in the air. Curry stayed home for the first matchup of the Warriors' 6-game road trip, getting treatment for a pelvic contusion he suffered against the Toronto Raptors on Thursday. The team fell to the Atlanta Hawks Saturday without Curry in the lineup, but they get 2 days off before facing the Miami Heat Tuesday night. That's a big game because Jimmy Butler is returning to the city where he spent nearly 6 seasons before forcing a trade at the deadline. Butler's exit from the Heat was contentious in the way that the United States' exit from the Kingdom of Great Britain was contentious, with plenty of pot shots and Instagram videos instead of muskets. The game got flexed to national TV in anticipation for a highly charged return. Heat fans are expected to greet Butler with boos and signs when they arrive late in the first quarter and continue the harsh reception until the Heat fall behind in the fourth quarter or traffic looks bad or they feel sleepy. Steve Kerr thinks that's part of why Curry is eager to return by Tuesday night. "I think Steph feels an obligation always to be there for his teammates. Kerr told reporters Monday he's an amazing teammate. Of course, he also wants to help the Warriors keep winning in what has become a pitched battle to avoid the play-in tournament. Golden State is 1/2 game ahead of the 7th place Minnesota Timberwolves and a game ahead of the Los Angeles Clippers. All three teams have won 8 of their last 10 games. The Warriors are also just 2 games back of the slumping Memphis Grizzlies for 5th place, meaning all 11 of the Warriors' final games could be crucial. The other factor may be the unusual amount of rest days on this road trip. The team got a 2-day break after the loss to the Hawks. They'll get 2 more days off before playing the New Orleans Pelicans on Friday. Curry's health is the team's top priority, but the Dubs might feel better about rushing Curry back if they know he gets almost 3 days to recover before their next game. Because his injury is essentially a bad bruise, there's less risk of aggravating it in the same way as if it were an ankle or knee spray. Curry will officially be questionable until tomorrow's update, but don't be surprised if he's on the court Tuesday night in South Beach. The real question is whether the fans will arrive before he's subbed out for the first time. Curry out for Miami clash with pelvic injury. That long-rumored spite game. We've all been circling the showdown where Jimmy Butler walks into Miami like a WWE heel returning to his old stomping grounds. It'll have to happen without Golden State's most potent weapon. Steph Curry has officially been ruled out for Tuesday's game against the Heat as he continues to nurse a pelvic contusion suffered last Thursday. The timing couldn't be worse for basketball drama enthusiasts. Butler's return to face his former squad had all the makings of an instant classic, especially considering how the two franchises have traveled in completely opposite directions since the February trade. Warriors 16-4, Heat 5-17. Now the Warriors will need to face Miami's remaining firepower without their 37-year-old offensive Vengeance Slater of The Athletic. Curry worked out yesterday but didn't quite feel ready to return from the pelvic bruise, while Heat reporter Tim Reynolds suggested Curry looked capable during shoot-around. The Warriors are clearly playing it safe with their franchise cornerstone with 2 off days before Friday's game in New Orleans. The Warriors are giving Curry's 37-year-old body extra recovery time rather than rushing him back. The cautious approach makes sense when you consider the Warriors' current position, 6th seed at 41-30. The team's remaining schedule, including that crucial Pelicans matchup Friday. Coach Steve Kerr confirmed the expectation that Curry should return against New Orleans, telling Sam Gordon of the San Francisco Chronicle that Curry didn't just quite feel right after a specific movement during Monday's workout. While Butler has attempted to downplay his return with his trademark yada dismissiveness, this matchup remains meaningful even without Curry there. 16-4 surge since Butler's rival has transformed Golden State from playoff bubble team to legitimate Western Conference threat. The game tips off at 4:30 p.m. at Miami's Casa Center, where the Heat will try to snap a brutal stretch that's seen them lose 10 of their last 11 games. For Warriors fans, the most important victory might simply be getting Curry back healthy for the stretch run. And you fan, what do you think about Curry's situation? Write to us in the comments.